Hello, everybody. Jose here. Today, I wanted to come to you really quickly, reaching out to parents of kids with special needs. And today, I'm talking about kids with blindness because it is my personal experience. I want to share something that may help in helping your kids through adulthood, maybe perhaps grow through situations. Having been involved in this particular sector, I feel like I'm a little bit qualified to provide some advice to you. Yes, you that are watching me. I lost my sight at age 30, something like around 33, 32 maybe. And I can tell you it was a very difficult time for anybody to lose their sight. It's difficult. I think it's far more difficult for a parent to find out that their child might be going blind or might go blind. I think that it ends up being much more of a difficult situation for a parent to find out early on that that's going to be something that could be possible. So today I want to give you like a little impression and my suggestion on really how to handle something like this. I've been involved, I've been around the community for a very long time, and I feel like I needed to come out today and say this. Very important to me, with the kindest that I could be. The kindest that I could be. To tell each and every one of you that, there's a possibility that if your child, if a doctor has told you, like they told my parents in 1983, hey, your daughter or your son might go blind. And it's easy to feel compelled to overprotect them and, make them feel like they're special, more than special in some way. And I'm not trying to diminish how special our kids are to us, because my kids are special to me. Very, very, very. But there's a difference between being special, which everybody is, including yourself, and not allowing your kids to go through the difficulty of growing through something like blindness. I've heard of many parents that are still keeping their kids at an arm's length, through adulthood. And it's tough. It's something that is not easy to overcome, especially for a parent. I'm sure my parents had gone through that a lot and had to make a decision whether to do one thing or the other. But what I can tell you is that I've had a tremendous experience in this area, and my mom and dad never overprotected me. They were aware of my situation, but where they could have stopped me from learning about life, maybe they could have stopped me from driving, from doing the many things that many of us get to enjoy, like normal people get to enjoy. So my advice to you today is let your kids be normal, even if you think they're not. Let your kids thrive, even if you think they can't. Let your kids go through the pain of learning, even if you think they can't. Because remember, the most difficult thing that could happen in somebody's life is having to go through a situation like that and not be prepared for it. Your kids might end up resenting you, or maybe feeling inadequate, or that certain situations are insurmountable. And it is our responsibility as parents to take our kids through the progression of learning how to deal with difficulties in life. Blindness is by no means an easy thing to deal with, but it is far more difficult for the person that ends up being without the parent at an older age than it is for the parent going through the dealing with having to understand and cope with it. The best way to help a person in that situation is to say, yes, I'm concerned. Yes, I'm going through some pain. Yes, I realize this is very difficult, but we can still do it. You can still be a productive member of society. You could still be a someone that is proud of who you are, without having me hover all over you, without having us hover over our kids. You know, it's easier said than done, but I promise you, in the end, your child, your son, your daughter, is going to be better off if you allow them to thrive and allow them to go through their mistakes. Blindness is just, it's not a condition of the mind. Blindness is a physical condition that can create many, many doubts in somebody's mind, including the person that is around someone with a condition. So when I went blind, everybody wanted to overprotect me, but my parents said, no, I don't want to overprotect my son. I want him to grow. I want him to go through the pain. I want him to go through the difficulty, because when I'm not here in a few years, what is he going to do? And I always thank my parents for that, because I always think back and say, you know, if my dad and my mom would have not done that, I'm not sure where I would be today. But let's say that you are there today, okay? Take that step and become that parent that is not that helicopter parent. That parent that is not saying to themselves, I need to be there 100% of the time. I know how it is, because I've been through it many, many times, both with myself and with a very close family member, and with a lot of people that I know in the community. You know, and if your parent, for some reason, behaved in this way with you, don't judge them. What they were trying to do is they were trying to protect you. Decide that, hey, you're going to do what you got to do to make things happen for yourself. Overcome the fear. Even if you're afraid, work to become that person you want to become. Yes, even through fear, work with it. All right? Even if you're afraid to cross that street, cross it. Even if you're afraid to move into a different place, move in. Even if, you know what's going to happen is, in the end, yes, you're going to have issues, and you're going to have to encounter them, and you're going to have to overcome them. And the best way that I can tell you to overcome them is by facing that fear and facing that situation. For both parents and kids, this is very difficult. I know it because I went through it. I can't imagine how much my dad went through, because when he was going through to all the appointments with me, and the doctor told him, your son's going to go blind, I cannot imagine what they felt. But my parents never overwhelmed me with overprotection. What they did is they empowered me to become someone new. Are there fears today in me? Of course. I'm a human being. Yes, there are fears that I have, just like everybody else, every normal person. But my parents prepared me to overcome the fear. Is it difficult? Yes. But I've learned to become someone that says, you know what, if I'm going to cross the street, I'm going to cross it. Am I afraid? Yes. I'm not immune. But what my parents did for me is they prepared the way. They did not walk the way for me. They just held my hand and say, hey, look, by demonstrating that it could be done, they helped me overcome. So for you that you're a parent, work with your kids. Don't be a helicopter parent. That goes for any type of kid. But if you have a child that is low vision or blind, the best that you can do for them is to prepare the way and let them walk it. Don't walk the path for them. They will thank you many years from now. Not only will they thank you, but they will be prepared so that when you depart, you will know that your child was prepared.